Hello, welcome to English lessons. Today we're going to do with WH questions. If you want to ask a WH question about any elements of any sentence, you should know in which tense is the sentence. Before we do with the practice, let's see here the rule. First one, simple tenses. Present and past simple. To ask about a subject, if it is a person, you say who. Who plus verb plus the remainder of the sentence. If the subject is something, you ask with what. What plus verb plus the remainder of the sentence. As you find the verb, as you put it. Let's ask a question about the first sentence. Pupils use the internet to prepare for their BAC exam. The subject here is pupils. Pupils is a person, so the question should start with who plus the verb use. Who use and the remainder of the sentence. No change here. Question mark. Who plus the verb plus the remainder of the sentence. Of course, when you ask about the subject, do not write it. If you write it, it will be a mistake. Then we move to the verb. If you want to ask about the verb, this is the rule. What plus auxiliary, do if the verb is in the present. If it is I, you, we, they. Does if the subject is he, she, it. Did if the verb is in the past simple. Plus the subject plus do. I repeat the auxiliaries here. The auxiliaries here depends on the verb على حسب الفعل. لكن الفعل في البريزنت في المضارع الأوكسيليير يكون do ولا does. يكون does مع he she it. ويكون do مع اللي بقاو. يكون الأوكسيليير دي لكن الفعل تاعنا في الباست في الماضي. Let's practice here. The pupil uses the internet to prepare for his BAC exam. We ask a question about uses. We said what plus auxiliary uses. As you find S here, you write does. If you don't find S, put do. What does plus the subject. What does the pupil do? Of course, we are not going to write the verb here because we are asking about it. ما نكتبوش الفعل هنا لخاطر رانا نسقسو عليه. What does the pupil do? This is to ask about the verb. بنسقسو على الفعل. If you want to ask about the verb and it is in the past, the verb is in the present. الverb هذا في present. هذه هي القاعدة. We're going to ask about the verb here and the verb here is in the past simple. So it will be what auxiliary did. نكتبو did كي يكون عندنا الverb في past. What did plus the subject. What did pupils do? This is the difference. The auxiliary في present نديرو does ولا do. في past دايما نديرو did. To ask about the object, place, time, cause, manner, number, quantity, the same rule. It is what for the object we just changed WH. نبدلو برك هادو، نبدلو نكتبو what يكون عندنا objet، where كيكون عندنا place مكان، when كيكون عندنا الوقت، why كيكون عندنا السبب، how كيكون عندنا الكيفية، how many كيكون عندنا عدد، how much كيكون عندنا quantity كمية غير معدودة. من بعد نفس القاعدة auxiliary plus auxiliary على حساب الفيرب. إلا كان الفيرب في البريزنت نديرو do ولا does، إلا كان في الباست نديرو did زائد sujet زائد the verb stem. It means the verb in the infinitive. The verb in the infinitive. The same rule. نفس القاعدة. نبدلو WH where when. Let's ask another WH question on the first sentence. For example, we ask a question about to prepare for their BAC exam. هذا cause سبب لماذا. Let's write the question. To ask about the cause we use why. It's why plus auxiliary. Auxiliary, the verb is used, so we write do. Plus subject. Why do pupils? Plus the verb in the infinitive. Why do pupils use the internet? هذا هو السؤال. why plus auxiliary. ما تسيبوش الاس لهنايا، يكون present ما تسيبوش الاس، تكتبوا do. إلا ستو كيما هذا uses تكتبوا does. Why do pupils sujet plus the verb in the infinitive use. Why do pupils use the internet? This is to ask about cause. لماذا. Ask another question about this sentence in the past. Let's ask a question about the internet. It's an object, subject, verb, object. Ask about the object. For example, to ask about the object, this is the rule. What plus auxiliary, do, does or did according to the verb. We are going to use the past. بنديرو the verb in the past معناتها نستخدمو did plus the subject. No, this is the verb, this one. Plus the subject plus the verb in the infinitive. Let's practice. We're going to write the question here. For example, we say to ask about the internet. This is the object. This is the verb in the past and this one is the subject. So the question will be what did, باسكو الverb راه في الباست, plus the subject what did pupils plus the verb in the infinitive use. What did pupils use? We don't write the internet, we write the remain of the sentence. We can stop here. We say what did the pupils use, or what did the pupils use to prepare. Complete all the sentence. كملوا كاع الجملة. What did pupils use the internet to prepare for their BAC exam? The question will be what did pupils use to prepare for their BAC exam? Auxiliaire. Don't forget it. ما تنساوش l'auxiliaire. كيكون الverb في الباست l'auxiliaire يكون did. الverb هنا يكون في الانفينيتيف.